I literally got teary-eyed just thinking about Taylor. Sorry. I was like, get it out now. But no, it's so huge to feel like, we all know how important it is to feel like you're doing life with someone, but then especially to have it where, you just have some things you want to change so bad and you don't know how to do that. Yeah. So number one, that Taylor even reached out in the first place and was like, hey, girl, you should really talk to Colt, just see what the plan could be for this. But then throughout, just even the smallest could be like a photo of what time she got up with James that morning and she was still working out. And same thing, right? Like training at home, even though you guys have awesome equipment, it could be like one of her home workouts. And I was like, okay, this mom is doing it. I need to be doing it too. Seeing her results. She's human. I know her. Yeah, I know how awesome she is, but she's still human and a mom of 2 kids, same age as ours. If she can do it, I can do it. And yeah, I think for me, it was just those small things of like, we're doing this together. I'm not alone in anything in life, but especially like this fitness journey. And I just think that's such a gift that you guys have, that you make it feel so inclusive to every part of your life.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the supersetyourlife.com podcast, your weekly dose of inspiration, entertainment, and education to fuel your life inside and beyond the gym. My name is Taylor Milton, and if this is your first time joining us, we're so glad you're here. Every week, my husband Colt and I pray and ask each other what kind of content our coaching members, clients, and podcast community could benefit from the most. Guests range from professional bodybuilders, nutrition doctors, fitness entrepreneurs, stand-up comedians, and sometimes it's just the two of us teaching on popular questions we get asked. And sometimes we interrupt each other, but we argue, but we're working on it. And you know what? That's what life is about, growing. We do not accept donations because this show is a labor of love and our gift to you as the listener. All we ask is that you share it and help spread the positivity. This is a team effort. If you keep helping us do that and spread the show, we will keep showing up to get you guys high-level guests to keep your fitness journey exciting and sustainable. If you'd like to support our mission, we do invite you to check out our website, supersetyourlife.com. Colt and I provide just about everything you need, from personalized workout and nutrition programs. Check out our website for a list of successful body transformations and follow Colt's Instagram at Colt Milton, where he posts success stories from our members every day. All our meal plans are personally written by Colt. He'll spend an entire day on a new program starting at the computer on the phone with a new client so that he fully understands what foods they prefer, what their schedule is like, what's their budget, and the equipment they have access to. Even if it's just a yoga mat and a cheap pair of dumbbells at home, somehow he manages to make it work for everybody and gets everything going for them, so they're set up for success and for their body transformation. Colt has won awards in 8 natural bodybuilding shows, as well as the Best Poser award in half of those shows. It's an art that I just love watching him do. He has experience in coaching male and female athletes in both men's and women's bodybuilding, men's and women's physique, men's classic physique, bikini and figure, and he's also putting together a group of athletes for fall of 2022, including old and new clients, and this is a surprise, guys. He is going to be competing and doing his prep on a carnivore diet. It is something you don't want to miss out on. It's going to be his best physique yet. Text COMPETE to Colt at 206-743-1346 for any questions you may have on the competitions. He'd love to hear from you. He pours his heart and soul into this, guys. It's what he loves. It's what we love. And coaching is what we were put on this earth to do. As a personal transformation, guys, Colt has been coaching me this last year, and I myself have lost almost 40 pounds. I've gained a ton of muscle. My confidence is somewhere I honestly didn't think I'd get to again. And mamas out there, I am fitting into my pre-baby clothes, and you know how good of a feeling that is. So guys, also on our website, you can find our entire Superset supplement line. We have whey protein isolate powder, chocolate cupcake, birthday cake, and peanut butter, which is our personal favorite. We have creatine, workout pump formula. All of our male and female athletes love it. It's a non-stim pre-workout that gives you energy and focus, but without the caffeine. So you can still enjoy your pre-workout energy drink or whatever you like to use for caffeine, coffee, whatever. We have those in the flavor of lemonade and blue raspberry, and they're both delicious. We have lots more, and we beat Amazon prices, and we also give out tons of samples in every order. So if you just want to sample something, let us know and we can send you something your way. We also have our own motivational gym logbooks for you to track your progress, featuring quotes from pro bodybuilders, Olympic and professional athletes, and famous influencers. Our own patented Skullbellz workout equipment line, which is our Skull dumbbells and curl bars. They're pretty metal. I know that's what you're thinking, but they're awesome. We love them so much. And we have our Skull cable attachments, which you guys, if you haven't seen this or seen any of the videos Colt's posted, you have to go check out his Instagram. We have tons of reels on them. It is our extra long cable rope attachment. It is a must if you are a gym goer. And then anything Skullbellz related, follow our Skullbellz Instagram account at Skullbellz. And if you head over to our website, supersetyourlife.com, I promise you're going to find something that you love. And of course, there's a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all of our products and services. Lastly, guys, if you'd like to be a part of our Facebook community, text Facebook to Colt at 206-743-1346 or shoot him a DM on Instagram to be invited to our Facebook group, where we encourage, uplift, and inspire each other within our circle of friends and clients. Guys, it is an incredible group. We absolutely love it. And the culture we are just in the midst of creating is just like no other you'll find anywhere else. So definitely join that group.
Hey, podcast. So funny story on this episode. This is Talia Major that we're talking with, and she is from British Columbia, Canada. Throughout this entire program, we never actually met in person. So everything that she accomplished was out of her own home on the ketogenic diet. She was able to build muscle. She was able to lose a lot of fat. You're going to see her results, and she's going to tell you the whole story. So the funny story is, this was supposed to be just a couple minute wrap-up call where we'd record it and maybe post something on Instagram or something. But we just kept talking, and then at the end of it, we were like, is it okay if we publish this as a podcast? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. So super cool lady. I think you're going to be inspired by this, whether you're a man or a woman. If you want to make some lifestyle changes, you want to be healthier, you want to have more muscle, less fat, be healthier. Ketogenic diet is a great way to go. It's not for everybody. It's something that I like to use from time to time. Something that I love to coach people on because it's flexible, it's healthy, it's sustainable. And I think you're going to get a lot out of this episode. So enjoy. This is Talia Major.
I wanted it to be a lifestyle change that I could continue on myself. And I just feel, I know I've shared that with you, but just so equipped now to, like, when the family is sick, I bounce back 10 times faster, if ever, than I would have before. You know, like to get back in the groove, like, okay, like those habits are built and they're sustainable habits. Just makes me so grateful, for sure.
Awesome. So to recap everything that you accomplished, you lost more than 13 pounds of fat. And I say more than 13 pounds of fat because we don't really know. You were building muscle through the entire thing. So you probably lost closer to 15 to 20 pounds of fat. You gained overall noticeable muscle mass, especially in the lats, in the quads, and in the hamstrings. Skin looks tighter overall, dramatically leaner in the stomach, upper arms, upper back, and your face. We were talking about that before we started recording. And stuck to a meat-based ketogenic diet, which has now become your lifestyle. So congratulations.
Reading that, I was like, oh my gosh, like when you're in it, you don't necessarily realize, but to like see it bullet pointed in writing. I like forwarded it on to Steve. I was like, babe, look at this.
Look what we did. Yeah. Yeah.
That makes us happy.
Yeah, for sure.
So you had some challenges. Your whole family kept getting severely sick, which is something that everybody's going through right now. It seems like it doesn't matter what country we live in. Traveling, work changes, hosting family members that aren't exactly keto.
Said kindly.
Right. No gym access. So everything you did was at home, right? You didn't go to a gym once this entire time, did you?
No, not once.
That's amazing.
And you managed to stay motivated and to not make excuses and to finish strong. What kept you motivated through this whole thing?
Well, you guys, for sure. I was like reflecting on everything, of course, knowing I was gonna be chatting with you guys, and I literally got teary-eyed just thinking about Taylor. Sorry. I was like, get it out now. But no, it's so huge to feel like, well, we all know how important it is to feel like you're doing life with someone, but then especially to have it where, you just have some things you want to change so bad and you don't know how to do that. So number one, that Taylor even reached out in the first place and was like, hey, you know, girl, you should really talk to Colt, you know, just see what the plan could be for this. But then throughout, just even the smallest could be like a photo of what time she got up with James that morning and she was still working out. And same thing, right? Like training at home, even though you guys have awesome equipment, it could be like one of her home workouts. And I was like, okay, this mom is doing it. I need to be doing it too. Seeing her results. She's human. I know her. Yeah, I know how awesome she is, but she's still human and a mom of 2 kids, same age as ours. If she can do it, I can do it. And yeah, I think for me, it was just those small things of like, we're doing this together. I'm not alone in anything in life, but especially like this fitness journey. And I just think that's such a gift that you guys have. That you make it feel so inclusive to every part of your life. I just felt super supported the whole time. And that made me want to accomplish the goals that we had set together. She's tired. I'm tired. It's life. Like I just get like, okay, she may be craving something else, but we're eating this healthy today. Or man, it's okay to have that glass of wine today because I really needed it. You know, like we just it was just so good. So thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
That is about to make me cry.
I know, sorry. Not that I'm surprised. I knew I'm like so excited about everything that's been accomplished that I was feeling emotional, but it was mostly just because like I said, I just felt it in my heart. I'm so grateful for Taylor and for both of you. Of course, you know that, but woman to woman, the little dailies, when I read that question, the first thing that came to mind was Taylor.
Oh, thank you.
You are so sweet.
You are.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Taylor made me cry last week too. She asked if I would cut the onions, and they're always, you know. So
those dang onions, I'm telling you.
What was your favorite part of the 12-week program?
Oh man. I get excited with all the new phases. I always felt like that was kind of like a Christmas feel. I'm like, oh, what's going to be next? Like, what are my workouts now? What are my meals now? That was always really exciting, especially like the first week of a new phase of those new exercises. I always really enjoyed that. And then seeing the progress, like, okay, now this second week, how much stronger am I going to be from last week? Like, I think it was just kind of that. I'm super competitive. So that competitive feel that was like created within it when it was just myself. I really enjoyed that. And I think just with everything the way it is in our world right now and how it can feel being a stay-at-home mom sometimes, I just loved waking up every day knowing like, okay, here's my goals for the day. Here's kind of my bullet points, my plan for the day. Here's what I'm going to be eating. Here's what time I want to work out. Oh, that time didn't work out. I still have it to look forward to later in the day. I think just that structure being reestablished in my life, I didn't realize how lost it had been. And just the ripple effect that has had on then more areas of my life. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I tried to time it so that every time it looked like you were starting to plateau, I would try to have that new program just like right there and ready plateau even happens. It's like we got 12 weeks, we got a deadline, you know, let's stay ahead of the ball a little bit. And so that constant communication was really helpful for me too, in being able to write them. Which of the exercises was your favorite if you had to pick one?
I had a lot. It was really hard to pick, and I'm totally gonna blank on the name of it. But what's it called? But the sets of the 21. Yeah, where it's like the 7-7-7. What is that called? For me, you had me doing skull crushers that way. We had to do a few different exercises.
You just like the 21 rep method.
Yeah, but the 21 rep method I love because there's something, you just get such a pump out of it. So like, again, that like competitive, like I can do this last 7, I can do this.
Yeah,
it's a great way to push past those weak points if you've just been doing the same rep range and the same tempo for so long. You know, being able to being able to do the same exercise, but in a completely different way and do those 21s, whether it's curls or skull crushes or whatever. And then you come back 3 weeks later and your body has worked through all those weak points and sticky points, and there's no escaping it when you do 21. So muscle pumps are helpful, and especially on keto too. I think that 21s typically burn fat as its primary fuel source, more so than glycogen. It's not quite as explosive, so that's part of the reason why we include some 21s.
Yeah, no, I love that, and shoulders, just because I think I just saw such a pump in my shoulders every time that I'd be like, oh, like in the mirror, like, hey, we're seeing a change here. This is good. Like, it was always encouraging, you know?
That's awesome.
What was your favorite recipe?
Definitely the bone broth and the keto coffee.
I was gonna say this is for sure the keto coffee.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say I loved everything, especially then when I had come to you and I said, I just need some like flavor. I'm missing like spicy sauce or something. I don't know what it is, but I'm missing it. And you like knew exactly what I needed by adding in like the buffalo cauliflower and just kind of the random meals that I could substitute if I wanted to. But the reason I say bone broth and the keto coffee is because I still literally do that every day. Like it just kind of becomes your routine. Yeah. And whatever else, I kind of try to experiment with my macros now and my new keto lifestyle / carnivore. And I just love it. It's delicious. Like I look forward to it, you know, and if I like panic, if all of a sudden I'm like going to be out of bone broth and I didn't prep my next one. Like I freak out. I have to have the ingredients in the house all the time. I like have bags of bones frozen in the freezer, cans of tomato paste, like whatever I'm going to need, I have it. There's never a time I can't make a batch.
Yeah. I was just thinking back to a few weeks ago when you sent us that video of when you left it out overnight. Such a heartbreaker.
I was devastated.
I remember one time Colt was making some kind of meat roast or something in the slow cooker and he turned it on, but forgot to plug it in.
Yeah.
And so overnight we had this like 15-pound, like it had to pork butt or something.
No, it was a beef leg.
Oh,
which is the best way to do it, because you get the roast, so you get like all of the meat, the real tender from the leg, and then there's the bone in the middle of it. So the broth is literally just a byproduct. And
the shank.
The shank. That was
the beef shank. Yeah.
Big beef shank, and just ruined the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was a rough day.
There, we know how that is. It's just never a good
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that keto coffee is just such a good fast fuel before your workouts, because I'm not a huge advocate of training fasted. I think fasting is a way to some interesting relationships with food that could be avoided by having meals spread out through the entire day. So it's like the best of both worlds. It doesn't really knock you out of the fast. You still have a lot of the same benefits as if you were training fasted, and then afterwards having that bone broth kind of like right before your bacon and eggs in your first meal. It's just so nutrient dense that the rest of the day, it's like, okay, you know that if we talked about this, you know that if you're hungry, that you're already hydrated, you already got all your electrolytes, you already got all your essential nutrients, and so you probably need more food, you know. And there are some days where you ask that, like, hey, like I'm still hungry, like is it okay if I have, you know, this and this, and we're like, yeah, you know, it sounds like you're actually legitimately hungry. And so not everything's possible when you have your plan in front of you. You know, you have to listen to your body, and the more that you're on track and optimizing that ketogenic state, then the easier it is to tell when you need more fuel, and maybe sometimes you need less. So good stuff. So what did you do to stay disciplined when mom life and other challenges arose?
That's a hard one. Only because first of all, that's definitely not perfect, as we know, and as I would share with you when we would talk, right? But I think it was just seeing results, and feeling. I shouldn't just say seeing, but seeing and feeling results. So it was like the program that you had drawn up for me between workouts and the way I was eating and talking to me about disciplines of like sleep and cutting out the negative that can feel so overwhelming in this world right now. It's just like all encompassing, that I just felt and saw a difference so quickly in my hormones. Gosh, right, Mama? Like we did this together, like especially with young kids, just up, down, all around. And I felt so much more even keel, which then obviously also helped me to stay disciplined. As well as then just the results. Like when I would see, which I know we don't always want to watch the weight on the scale, but being from someone who I've never really had to do that, which I'm grateful. But then after kids, I'm kind of like, okay, none of this weight is coming off. I don't even know where to start to get this weight to come off. So every time I'd step on the scale, maybe I would have lost 2, but then I gained 4. And then it was just always so kind of within that range. Yeah. But when I actually saw it gradually, continuously dropping, and then my clothes fitting different, and my energy being more, and then my hormones, I didn't feel so crazy all the time. Yeah. Like I was like, you want more of that? I'm like, I want more of this. And I knew the only way I was going to get that was to stick to the program.
It's addicting once you start seeing that.
Yeah, exactly. And then just that constant communication from you guys, even though we're at a distance, I never felt alone in it. Yeah. Which even when we started, I didn't know how that was going to work or how I'd feel and how will I stay motivated when it's not like Colt's in my ear at the gym coaching me. Like I'm at home here in my garage. Like, what is this going to be like? I just think that drive to want more of that. And then the constant communication from you guys, it just kept me in the zone. And if I did get knocked down, family and that wasn't quite keto, kids and us super sick, it just kind of put you right back into that, I guess, rut or groove of the road moving forward when you're able to.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. A good recipe for success.
There's obviously quite a few parents out there that struggle with believing whether or not they can follow through with a workout and a meal plan. So what's one piece of encouragement that you would give to other moms whose lives are unpredictable, demanding, and require constant flexibility?
One, I'm with them, because I was one of those, kind of like, maybe years down the road when my kids are back in school and I actually have the time, I'll get back in shape and I'll worry about myself and all these things. Yeah. And I'm just so grateful again that Taylor was like, just talk to Colt, and she gave me that relatability factor of like, I'm a mama too. I'm doing this too. Like, you do this. Because I guess my piece of advice would be that it won't take, I want to say it won't take as much, but maybe it won't take as much time as you are thinking that it might take in your day.
For sure.
These workout, like some of my workouts I was done in 30, 35 minutes. And I felt amazing. I mean, we're talking about these types of results. It's not like I was in my garage for 2 hours a day. Who has time for that? I don't. I mean, some people do that. I don't, right? I have an almost 2-year-old.
You make that point.
I have an almost 2-year-old and a 3.5-year-old. Like my husband is gone the majority of the time. By the time you have time at night, that's the last thing I wanted to do. So I guess, my biggest thing would just be, it's not going to take as much time out of your day as you think that it will. And once you're in a routine, it actually becomes something that you look forward to.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that. Thanks for sharing that. No, if there's one question that I'm a lot of things. Like, I'll be a friend, I'll be a coach, but I'm not going to play a violin, and I'm not going to listen to excuses, and I'm not going to listen to complaints. And
I know.
And we never had to have that conversation, really. There are a couple times where you were like, okay, if I you gave me permission though. You were like, if I need to hear this, tell me straight. And I was like, oh, this is breaking my heart. Okay, here we go. and
there's times I had a conversation too.
Yeah, and I mean, I give that same talk to myself, for God's sakes. But I just can't stand it when I can't stand it when the excuse is coming, because the excuse is, Arnold Schwarzenegger says you can have excuses or you can have results. You can't have both.
Right.
And when people say like, oh yeah, I would love to train the way that you do, but I have a full-time job and I have this and I have that. And I'm like, dude, do you have any idea the responsibilities that I have right now? Like, have you ever owned 2 businesses at the same time? I mean, I find a way to make it work, and nothing is my most important meeting of the day is my own workout, and sometimes it takes 2 hours, but it's because I do a set of squats and then I get a phone call and I do another set of squats and I get another phone call and I do another set of squats and somebody needs a diaper change. One thing after the next.
I can't count how many times I've had to change a poopy diaper in the middle of the workout.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yes. Someone wakes up from their nap or whatever, but yeah, you just make it happen. But I'm grateful too for that you met me where I was at, right? Like you knew from talking to me like that. I mean, 35 minutes, that was the shortest of short, right? The majority, I was in there for 45 to 65 minutes, but I timed that around that, maybe had kids running around in the garage, maybe had someone wake up from a nap early, whatever, but I knew I was going to feel better and be a better mom and be a better wife if I did those things. And you just knew that was kind of my max of where I was at emotionally, mentally, kind of capability wise of the help that I have right now. And yeah, you just made that happen in a program for me that was totally doable and sustainable. And I'm just forever grateful for that.
Oh, thank you for that.
You did that for me too, so thank you. I'm never in the gym longer than 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always in and out in 50 minutes.
Yeah. And then you get creative too, where like a lot of the reason, like I do 40 minutes of cardio a day, which like I try to maintain as much muscle and as little body fat as I can. And that does require quite a bit of cardio, quite a bit of low intensity, but it's broken up into 20-minute increments, 20 minutes before, 20 minutes after. And I just do it so that everything that I have to do on my phone, and whenever I have to make a phone call, it's like I'm doing cardio, and so
find a way to multitask.
Yeah, I'd rather be moving than sitting in the office or something. And so I'm never really just working out. So but yeah, I mean, all three of us have kids. We have we have lots of obligations, and most people's excuse is it's always either time or money. And a good coach can help you save money, and a good program, if done effectively. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a workout program. It could be just what does Brad Duncan say, like 50 push-ups a day, and just like just did 50 push-ups every single day for a year, and that was it. Like you would look like a completely different person. So yeah. Well, thank you for that. And last one is what you did over. Two more questions. First one is, did you ever feel overtrained, malnourished, or like anything that you did was unhealthy to lose the weight that you did?
No, which I was actually kind of shocked by. I was like, there's no way that like this amount of food I'm gonna be, when you're used to eating a certain way or snacking all the time and having those late night charcuterie boards, like I for sure just didn't know how I was gonna feel. And you always said, if you're still hungry, tell me. Right? If you're feeling like you're force feeding yourself, tell me. And I honestly, I don't think I ever, besides I started having like more like flavor cravings, and you gave me those other foods to like kind of substitute in. But yeah, I always felt awesome.
That's really good to hear.
Yeah, all natural too, unless you're taking any performance enhancing drugs that I didn't know about or anything.
Just I needed a minimal amount of supplements, right? Which is crazy too, because I've always been such a huge which I still am. Obviously, I love vitamins, but like I intake a lot. And I was finding I didn't really need some of those, because when you're really in tune with your body, you can tell whether you're lacking or whatever. And it was getting the majority of it from the food, which of course is so much better getting it in a food form. So even like it was like pre-workout, not that I'm against it, right? And everyone needs different things, but like that keto coffee was enough for me, like the caffeine and the fats, and plus I was eating the healthy, right? So all the days kind of built in, but I didn't need the like massive energy drinks and everything every day. Like I felt like I literally 10 cups of coffee, it feels good to not be so dependent on that stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, meat is medicine. And when you get into that, and especially if most of your fats are coming from animal products too, they're more bioavailable. And so you're able to, man, once that ketosis hits, the clarity of mind, the brain fog goes away, and the energy is it's just there. Like you don't have to force it. So I completely agree. And the other nice thing is what we found with the ketogenic diet too is your energy is more consistent throughout the day, right? So like if something happens and you can't get it done earlier in the day, it's not like you just ate a high carb meal and then all that glycogen is going to be gone by later in the day. It's sustainable because you're just using your own body fat for fuel. Yeah. Awesome. And then is what you did over the last 12 weeks sustainable and something that you are now confident and equipped to continue doing on your own?
Yes, yes, and yes. like we already talked about, and that's literally one of the things I'm so excited about, and that I shared with Steve, is that I just feel equipped to know my body has changed. It's still a lot the same, but it's also changed in the way that I lose weight. I can't just eat every carb I see in sight because I feel like it, like my body, having babies in my mid-30s, like it just has changed. And I feel so confident now in knowing what I should eat and what I shouldn't, and why I eat it. I eat it for fuel, and listening to my body and what time of day I should eat, and just how I should be training. It just feels natural now, which is so interesting. Like I'd say it was even like halfway through, 3/4 of the way through the program, I didn't necessarily need to study things and look so closely anymore, because I guess it's just how you wrote it and how you made it. It just was so adaptable into my life that it just became my lifestyle now. Lifestyle change, which was one of my original goals. And I'm just so grateful for that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was our whole goal going in. I told you, I was like, we're not going to hide anything. Like, I want to teach you everything that we're going to be doing, and so that you're good to go after this. Which brings us to our surprise for you.
Oh, okay.
Share my screen. So we were talking before about how you were wanting to start going to a gym at some point. Share screen. So this is your workout for when you decide when you get around to getting a gym membership.
Really?
Yep.
Gosh. Shut up.
Okay?
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So this is just what
you guys, thank you.
Yeah. So I mean, you got plenty of exercises to keep you busy at home until you do get a gym membership. But this will have you set up for success in basically any commercial gym that you go to. So this is your leg day. This is basically based off of the last leg day that we did with you. But now you're just making the best use of all the pieces of equipment that are in the gym. And then scroll down and then you click on all the links and the videos pop up and everything. Just like
love the videos, yes.
Yeah. So we're switching you up and going from a chest, back, upper body, and a back and shoulder upper body, and a chest and arms. We're switching it up to back and biceps and chest and triceps. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So we're doing lat pull downs, all the stuff that you can't do at home. Okay. Now we're doing this in the gym. So exciting. Yeah. That was my goal in writing this. That cable attachment, you're going to use it on both your upper body days. So hey. I know you're going to love that. You get to
been sitting in my bedside table basket. I always look at it. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to use this.
Have your kids started playing with it yet?
Oh, there's not only so much that I can do at home with it, so I'm excited to use it.
Yeah, our kids, we find those things all
over the house.
Literally all over the house.
Oh, the kids. Oh yeah, no. I'm like, this is mommy's. Like, I'm sure you guys have Skullbellz all over. I could see that.
Yeah, both the kids just like putting it around their neck and just walking around with it. And if it ever like touches the ground when it's around 4 feet, right? Mm-hmm. Total. Yeah. It's
so cute.
They both love it. It's so funny.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I'm going to email that off to you right now. And it's been an absolute blast. Thanks so much for believing in us, for believing in the program, and for believing in yourself and sticking with it. At the end of the day, that's what we love bodybuilding. We push ourselves. I tend to overtrain because I really want to perform the best that I can. But at the end of the day, having a health first approach with a focus on aesthetics, seeing your transformation from where you came from to where you are now, and just eliminating so many excuses, it's just it just means the world to us.
It's like what we live for.
Yeah, this beats the hell out of the corporate world, man. This is this is really rewarding. This is a lot of fun. So it's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, thanks, guys. I love you both so much. And again, I'm just grateful. Already friends for life, but this is just another level of accomplishment together, and it's cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. And we're here for you if you ever have any other, nutrition and workout questions too.
Yeah. Keep talking every week, every other day, whatever. Just let me know how it's going and questions, and we'll keep talking.
We'll keep you in the middle. We're not taking you out of that. Once you're in there, you're in there.
Okay. I thought about that. I was like, I hope that I don't get removed.
You're going to be in there for life.
I love it. The recipes and seeing people's stories, and I love it.
Thank you, listeners, for joining us on this episode. If you found this helpful or entertaining, we ask if you would please share this with a friend. We also would love to hear what you think of our show, so any ratings or reviews are very much appreciated. We have a new episode every Saturday morning, so please subscribe so you don't miss them. Thank you again, and God bless.